Hello and welcome to the value equation. In this video, we're going to show you how to make a Amazon KDP book with more than 100 pages in your PDF. Now, if you're using Canva, you're probably aware of the fact that you can only export PDF files up to 100 pages. Now, you can use the premium version of Canva. However, there's a free method that I'm going to show you using Google Slides. Google Slides is a free program offered by Google, primarily used to create presentations and slideshows. Now, you can also use Google Slides to create PDF documents with over 100 pages. You can actually have several hundred pages. The book that I'm going to show you, I'm going to have roughly about 300 pages exported as a PDF, and we're going to do this using Google Slides. Now, I'm going to go over step by step of how do we create an Amazon KDP ebook. Now, you can create your book using Canva, the same method. We're just going to go ahead and download those images we create on Canva and export them up to Google Slides and create our document. Then we can go ahead and export the entire document and upload it into the Amazon KDP platform. So let's get into it. So step number one is to create your content. We're going to do this using Canva. But before we create our book, we're going to want to do a little research to see if the book we are creating is selling, or if similar books are selling, and what type of demand and competition we have. Now, each book basically has three parts: a front end, a body, and a back end. The front end is the title, the information. The body is basically, your entire contents of your book. And then the end is, author information and so on. A low content book is exactly what it sounds like. It's a book with very little content, so it's a lot quicker to make. You're not writing a novel. You're not having to spell check a lot of words. Very minimal words, and it's a fairly quick process of creating a low content book, which you can sell on Amazon. So before we go ahead and create the book, we're going to do a little bit of research using the Jungle Scout Chrome extension tool to see if the book that we plan on creating has a good chance of selling. So let's get into the computer, and I'm going to quickly show you within about a minute of how I find profitable Amazon KDP niches before I go ahead and creating the book. Now, the book I plan on creating was a low content storyboard sketchbook. So let's go into Amazon and click the Jungle Scout extension and see how many of these units are selling in similar items. So here we are in Amazon. I've typed in storyboard sketchbook, and let's go ahead and search and see what pops up. So after a second of loading, we have the Amazon sales data through Jungle Scout. And what we can do with this sales data is look at the competitor books and see exactly how much units per month are selling with these similar low content storyboard sketchbooks. So just going right in, we see a lot of sponsored ads. So we can see these books are selling roughly between 100 and 200 units per month. Now we can go ahead and click that Jungle Scout Chrome extension tool. Let's gonna go ahead and pull up the data on this category. Now we can see that the opportunity score is 6 on Jungle Scout, which basically says there's a medium demand and low competition. So this might be a good profitable niche considering the fact that there's low competition and there's still a medium demand. So we can go ahead and organize this whichever way we want. If we're interested in monthly sales, we can go ahead and arrange the data accordingly. Now we can go ahead and organize the data using this pop-up window that Jungle Scouts provide. We can see the opportunity score is 6 with a medium demand and low competition. Or we can also look under each listing. Jungle Scout will, display specific data for each book. So here we are, we can see the competitor sketchbooks. For storyboards, they're selling anywhere between 100 and 200 units a month. We can find that out by looking right here at the monthly sales. This unit is selling roughly about 143 units a month. This book has a monthly sale of 263 units a month. So as we scroll down, we can see a few similar books, and they're all selling between 100 and 200 units per month, which is basically okay for a low content book. So a lot of these books are similar, and when I do storyboard sketches, I actually prefer having the left side of the page, which is lines, so I can go ahead and write the script, and having the right side with the storyboard. So taking a look at the competitor's book, we're gonna look inside. So now we see this blank storyboard. And as we go through, we see there's a 3x3 grid style with all of this information basically the same. It's basically the same page throughout the entire book. So we're gonna create a similar book to this, and I'm gonna show you right now how we're gonna do that in Google Slides. So once we found a profitable Amazon KDP niche on Jungle Scout, we can go ahead and create the book. Now I recommend using Canva. It's a free software that you can go ahead and create content using pre-existing templates. Now this is good because you don't need to create it from scratch. You can go ahead and use a template that was already created and just add, copy and paste and create your own document. So here in Canva, I have a file that I've already created, and there's a limitation of 100 pages. So if we look on Canva, and I basically cannot add any additional pages. Now if we go and share and download, you can see that there's a 100-page limit to this document. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and download each individual page of our low content book, and we're gonna go ahead and copy and paste that, or just upload it into our Google Slides. Now it's a low content book, so I'm not gonna download every page, probably download about 3 to 4 pages. We're actually gonna download these pages one by one. So I'm gonna select the first page and go ahead and download as a PNG. I'm gonna select the second page, allow Canva. So here we can see the first page of our book. Now we can go ahead and click download. We don't need 100 pages. Going to go ahead and download page 10, which is the left side page. So here we can see the left side page. Then we're going to go ahead and download the right side page. And then for the end of our book, we're going to download the pages that we're going to put at the back of our book. Now we have one more page in the front end of the book that we're going to download. So once we have our individual pages downloaded from Canva, we can go ahead into Google Slides. But before we do that, we're going to want to select the size of our book using the Amazon KDP Cover Calculator. So to find this page, you can just Google Amazon Cover Calculator and you should see it pop up. Now here are your options for creating an Amazon KDP cover. Now the cover is important because we're going to need to know, first of all, what size of book are we going to create, and we can go ahead and transfer that information to our page setup on Google Slides. So on the KDP Cover Calculator, there's an option to see your interior trim size. This is basically your book size. This is the book size that you're going to want to select. It'll determine the size of your cover, and it will determine the size of your PDF file. So we can go ahead here and just choose some information, black and white, cream paper, standard left to right, in inches. And here we can go ahead and select our book size. For this book, we're going to use an 8x5x11 book. That is this book right here. Now, why is the page count important? The page count is important because your cover includes the front cover, the back cover, and the spine of your book. Now, depending on how much pages you have, the spine of your book is gonna change. So if you add or subtract a page from your PDF, you're gonna need to change your entire cover size. This video is just about creating a PDF document. We have a separate video of how do you create your Amazon KDP cover. So once we selected 8x5x11 as our book size, we can go ahead into Google Slides and create a new presentation. Once you have your new presentation, you can go ahead and title your presentation. Titling your book correctly is going to help you once you have, hundreds of books. It's going to make things a lot easier. The next step is to go to File and go to Page Setup. Now here in the custom page setup, we can go ahead and create our book, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. So we can see that our document has changed. Now you're going to want to delete everything. Come here to the left. Just duplicate the slide. So for your first page is basically going to be the first page when you open up the cover of your book. So we can go to Insert, Image, upload from computer. Here we have the images that we uploaded from our computer. Here's page 1. Okay, go ahead and insert page 2. So your second page is going to be the left side of your book. See, this is the cover. Here we have the first page. So here we have the first page. Now we have an additional page, which some copyright information. So we're gonna add that in right here. You can see number 2 is blank. Let's go ahead, insert image, upload from computer. Go ahead and upload that. On the bottom, you can go ahead and create new slide. Go ahead and delete that. Duplicate slide. So number 4 is basically going to be the left side page. That is, so number 4 is going to be the left side page of your book, which is the same side as your cover. Now we're going to go ahead and insert that image. Upload from computer. Let's find that image. Here we have our image uploaded. Now for number 5, we can go ahead and insert the right hand page. So go to image, upload from computer, choose our right hand page, image, and we're good. Now, if you just create your book with the 2 images centered, you're gonna have some issues, because this area right here, this about 1/2 inch right here, is unreadable. So you don't want your images centered in the middle. What you're gonna want to do is measure from the outside, align your images to the outside of your page. You're gonna want to create about a 1/2 inch margin, whatever margin you want. Now you don't want to center your image, because when you print, this 1/2 inch of your book right here is going to be unreadable. So we're going to offset our 2 images. In order to offset our images, we're going to create a guide of 1/2 inch on either side. Now if you're using a laptop, I recommend getting a mouse. It's a lot easier to work precisely. So here we are at 8 inches, and here we are at 1/2 inch. So basically what I did is create a set of guides and align the outside of the left page and the outside of the right page about 3/4 of an inch. So once we have our left and right pages aligned to the outside margin rather than the inside margin, we can go ahead and copy these pages. So in order to copy our pages, we're just going to go on the left side of our Google Slides, hold Shift, select these 2 images, hold Shift, select these 2 pages, press Command C to copy. You can also right click and copy. Now we're going to hit Command V or right click and paste. So now you can see we've just pasted these 2 images. Now we can just hit Command V. We can hit Command V and keep pasting these. Now starting from the bottom, hold Shift, select your last slide, go up, select your first slide on the left hand page. Now we select, roughly 25 slides. You can hit Command C, and now when you paste, we're pasting 30 slides at once. So we're going to create about 350 pages. So at the end of our book, we're going to add our last page, which is just a little message from the author. So we can go ahead and upload that. And then now we have our 300-page document with our left and right pages aligned towards the outside margin. Now we can go to File, Download, PDF document. Let's go into our downloads. We can go ahead and delete this document because there's actually 308 pages. So here we are inside our document, and you can see that right here we have 308 pages. So as you can see, the left side and right side page is off-centered. You see right here, it's off-centered. So the last step is to save your Amazon KDP file. So that's it for today. We created a 308 page blank storyboard, low content book. The next step is to go ahead and create a cover and upload it to Amazon. That's it for today. Like and subscribe. Welcome to the value equation.